Papa John's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Beautiful night at Trojan Stadium in Garner as the homestanding Trojans welcome in Millbrook. And welcome back to another season of FNR. Patrick Johnson, Jason Holder, the former ECU Pirate. Great to have you with us here. What a game last year between these two. Memorable comeback for Garner on the road, and they're looking for a 3-0 start here at home tonight.
Yeah, they are. They've come out of the season on fire. Couple of tough competition games they start off with, ran through it in Millbrook. They had a bye week last week, beat Apex Friendship in week 1, but this is going to be one of the best games of the year on Friday Night Rivals. Excited to see both teams compete.
And you got a couple of teams that are trying to move up in their respective conferences.
They are, and both coaches' second year, and these programs are on the rise, and this is a big game. One of these teams is going to come away 3-0 or 2-0, really carry momentum as they get into midseason play.
All right, let's take a look at the players to watch in the sunny spotlight. Who do you have tonight, Jay?
Well, two of the top players in the area and the state over for Millbrook. What a linebacker, and Quentin Cypher, the star sophomore, already has offers from Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, amongst many others. One of the top players in the country. He's a tackling machine. He's got sideline-to-sideline speed. He can stop the running game, and he can get after the quarterback when he blitzes. He's a star of this Millbrook defense. Over for Garner, Devin Grant. He's going to do it on offense as a running back and on defense as a linebacker. Picked off a couple passes against Middle Creek last week. He's tough running in between the tackles. He's a physical guy. He's a team leader for the Trojans. He was a star last year. He's looking to take his game up to the next level again this year, and he's a college prospect as well.
Well, let's look at your keys to the game. What do you got?
Well, it's going to be very important for Millbrook tonight to run the ball, really establish the line of scrimmage, and early on in the season, special teams is so important. They want to win that phase of the game. And for Garner, minimizing penalties, minimize mistakes will be huge, and then win at the point of attack. They want to push the offensive line down the field, get the ground game going, then on the defensive side, get pressure.
All right, let's go to the third member of our team this season. It's Madison Little. She's got more on the game story. Madison?
Well, you guys said it, flashback to last season. Garner did the unpredictable, a 15-point comeback to take down Millbrook at Millbrook. And in a historic rivalry like this, you know every player on the field remembers that game. Garner head coach Deron Donald told me he knows Millbrook is going to come in hot and heavy. They're looking for another shot. And Braylon McCullers, well, he backed that up. He told me his team is coming in looking for a get-back game. They're taking this one personal. His coach, on the other hand, he wants them to forget about last season. He says the focus for Millbrook should be now. Focus on winning each play. And the team that does that, the team that's able to be consistent, that's the team that's going to come out on top. We'll be back with more Friday Night Rivals action right after this.
Thanks to the United States Marine Corps for today's coin toss. The few, the proud, the Marines. Contact your local recruiter today. Thanks to Staff Sergeant Colin Raker, U.S. Marines recruiter and member of the U.S. Marine Corps. Patrick Johnson, Jason Alder, Madison Little, our entire crew. It's great to have you with us here for another season of FNR. After Mother Nature intervened last night, she couldn't have served up a better evening for football than tonight.
Perfect, and for these players, what an opportunity on this spotlight on them tonight, going against two traditional powers and two teams that have gotten off to such a great start.
Grayson Palmer gets set to kick things off. They'll rotate kickers at Millbrook. Garner is preparing to return the kick. Cameron Quillett, one of those that is back, the senior, he is on the near side. And it is Tayden McFadder typically, but it's J.C. Covington who's going to be handling the kick returns tonight. Good environment here. Crowd still piling into Trojan Stadium. And we're getting ready to get underway. Millbrook 9-3 a season ago, including a loss where they had a 2-touchdown lead and Garner rallied. Garner, after that win, had an injury-riddled stretch, and they were able to only finish 6-5. The kickoff into the end zone. And our kickoffs this season for NC Safe. If you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe. So we'll give you our Papa John's starting lineups in just a moment. We can tell you that coming out for the Trojans at quarterback is Braden Selvage. Good year for him last year in a reserve role. Completed 59% of his passes, 6 touchdowns, and nearly 600 yards for the 6'2", 195-pound senior. He'll start with a back to either side and a couple of receivers to his right. They'll pitch it out on a little read option. Nice move made by Dwight Nesbitt, who they'll line up a little bit of everywhere. Number 3, he is ushered out of bounds over on this near side defensively by their rover, Aiden Wilson, the 6'3", 190-pound junior. Here's our Papa John's starting lineup. Who would you highlight here outside of Selvage?
Well, I think the big key is this offensive line running the ball tonight. Those 5 working together, try to push the line of scrimmage, but with Gore, Quillett, Nesbitt, Grant, and Selvage leading the way, this is a talented group of skill players as well.
Bennett and Braden are brothers. 3 seniors along that offensive line. Second down. Good block picked up. Selvage turns the corner but gets stuffed. He's going to be back to the line of scrimmage before he got rattled. Good hit by Rashad Streets, defensively. Streets, one of the players that lines up at defensive end. And it was Hunter Jackson in on that last tackle, the linebacker. He and Cypher, you noted Cypher in our open, but Jackson, because they run away from Cypher, is really active too.
He's a scholar athlete, and those two are really good tandem, and the secondary is led by veterans and college prospects along the defensive line.
Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. So that'll be a free 5, and that will make it a first down. Michael Thompson, former high school quarterback, is our referee tonight. Jason Napier, the umpire. The linesman, Jeff Barber. Mike Chalk is the line judge, good veteran official. Robert Nichols, the back judge out of the Triangle Football Officials Association. Nesbitt, nice block. Nesbitt knifes his way close to the 40-yard line. A couple tacklers were there. Again, it was Hunter Jackson, one of the middle backers, with the nickel. Williams.
A nice play design here with the fake handoff play action on the zone read and then getting the ball to Nesbitt in space. You highlighted his versatility at running back and as a receiver as well.
About Aiden Gord, the sophomore receiver, out there blocking for Coach Duron Donald in his 9th year, second in Garner. 19-11 at Triple S. They had won 14 games in 11 seasons at Triple S prior to arriving there. It's his second year in Garner, turning the program around. That was a long pass out to Nesbitt, and he got clocked by Cairo Williams. So Williams in on a couple of tackles here early.
And Williams, an enforcer in the secondary. Plenty of time for Selvage. Found Nesbitt. There's nowhere to go as Cairo Williams wraps up, keeps his legs moving. Great form tackle there, pushing him back. And if you're a secondary player in this defense, it's so important to be physical in run support as well as on passing plays, and there did a nice job making the tackle.
Selvage will hand it off. And with a little extra effort, it is going to move the chains. Devin Gant, real versatile senior for this Garner team, and that will be an Air Experts first down. Air Experts Heating and Cooling and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com.
They trust giving the ball to Devin Grant in those third down situations and just got enough falling forward to pick it up.
Nesbitt again on the reception. Third time he's touched the ball here early. Nice stiff arm to create a little bit of room. And he will get out across the 45. That'll be a pickup to the 46 and a gain of 5 yards. Nice work there to keep his legs moving and get out of the tackle.
And you see the play fake there with the linebackers coming up as they sold the run, the offensive line, and then Selvage gets it out in the alley to Nesbitt.
Transfer from Triple S. In motion goes Jaden Boone, number 11. And it's going to be a sack. Back to the 38-yard line. And Braylon McCullough, the 6'5", 240-pound senior, he's a transfer, has got football in his DNA, and he got to the quarterback in a hurry.
Excellent swim move here to get around the tackle. And then his straight line speed just closing in on the sack with his length. He's a force coming off the edge.
It's going to be a loss and bring up 3rd and long. Selvage. Going to keep it. Nope, going to get rid of it. Had some pressure being put on him. Tried to dump it down along the sideline, but was being pursued by Quentin Cipher. And if Cipher has you in his sights, you do not want to be holding on to the football.
He is physical and he's got top end speed. And he tracked him down in this defense. Giving up that first down, gets off the field here, setting up a punting situation.
Ron Donald, 43 and 47, but he has taken over some jobs that have not had success prior to his arrival. E.E. Smith had a good run there. Triple S only won 14 games and had a 110 winning percentage for more than a decade. He led them to 19 wins in 2 years and then turned things around last year here at Garner. That will trickle out of bounds. And we'll see Millbrook get their hands on the ball when we come back. It is our Papa John's Friday Night Rivals presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Scoreless in the first. Papa John's FNR presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonhalter. And our first time we're getting a look at the Millbrook Wildcats on offense. They will play 2 quarterbacks in Life Without Mason Fortune, game 2. In that post-Fortune posture for the Wildcats gets underway here on the road at Garner. With the Austin Battle at quarterback and a short gain off the right side. Tackle was made by Breon Thompson. Papa John's starting lineups. Austin Battle. And then McCullers, we understand, a late scratch. You have Anthony Evans. Gilchrist is a really good young receiver. Malone. And then Palmer, Shewalter, Monty make up that left side. Avery and Ivy on the right side. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. They bring you our starting lineups. This is Bobby Fulmore getting chased down, and he's dragged down at the 16-yard line. Grant, who plays both ways, the senior, got back there to him along with some help from Cameron Quillett. Quillett highlighting this defense in the secondary. He's the corner getting some Division II looks. Thompson, Hubert, Hurdle up front. And the 4 linebackers, Grant, Richardson, White, and Capoletti, the junior. A.J. Randall and Maddox McDowell are 2 excellent players in the secondary as well. This might be their best position group, the secondary. 3rd and 12. Stepping in, Battle unleashes, and it's going to be broken up. He wanted Anthony Evans, the junior, who had 1 catch and was a big target for them a few weeks ago. Grant was one of those back in coverage, but we have a marker down. And it's going to be declined. It was a false start. And now 4th down, they'll punt.
Millbrook taking a shot there on 3rd and long, and Austin Battle with a strong arm, almost able to connect on that post route. Both offenses here, first series the defense is coming through on 3rd down situations to get off the field.
Cameron Quillett will be returning punts. Angel Gomez, they have 2 excellent kickers, and Gomez will be handling the punting here early. That's for Millbrook. There's Quillett back for the Trojans. Almost a high snap. Oh, and the punter got run into. Here comes the flag. It'll be downed right around midfield, but you see Gomez shaken up. And the trainer's having to come out. He got clipped, I believe, by Covington. Here's the replay. Yeah, Covington laying out. That's just kind of an unfortunate break, isn't it, Jay?
Yeah, and tough there as you see the leg. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, kind of whipped around. We'll take a timeout as they attend to the punter, as we are scoreless nearing the midway point of the first quarter on FNR. Well, the good news is Gomez appears to be walking off under his own power and did not need any help, and now he's walking fine behind the bench. But that leg did whip around on that contact.
It's a tough play when you're coming through full speed, but good sign that he walked off the field, and hopefully he'll be okay.
So Austin Battle leads them back out after the penalty. End around to Evans, who they want to touch the ball. Evans will pick up a couple. And it'll be a gain of 3 yards, 2nd and 7 upcoming. So with no Brillison McCullers tonight, who was the transfer from Sanderson, who'd already had a couple 1,000-yard seasons to his credit, and had 83 yards in their opener against Apex Friendship, they're going to have to be creative with how they get the ball into other guys' hands tonight. That's a nice move there by Bobby Fulmer. Fulmer last year rushed for 75 yards, had just 4 carries in the opener 2 weeks ago.
Millbrook has great skill position players at wide receiver as well as running back, and a lot of depth. You see Fulmer here, the senior, running physical in between the tackles, and this linebacking core for Garner. They'll come up and hit you. That's going to be a fun matchup with the running backs and linebackers for the Trojans.
McDowell bounced off of it.
Good job keeping his legs moving here on a 3rd down situation. Watch the play action passes.
From the 41. And went again with the jet sweep. Evans, and getting back there to him is Grant. And we've seen Grant over the years, he's all over the field.
He's just got a nose for the ball. Really good job reading and reacting. And from the middle linebacker position, just shoots the gap, gets quickly into the backfield. And when he wraps up, he drives his legs. It's hard to get around him. And a senior leader for this program, does on offense and defense for the Trojans.
So Brayson Palmer into punt. Back again is Quillett. See if he gets an opportunity this time. Lost back to the 37. And we have another penalty marker. It's going to be procedure. That'll back him up 5. So they'll kick now from the 32. And all that really does is give Quillett a little more room to operate. They do rotate the kickers and the punting rolls with Gomez and Palmer. Palmer got that one off the side of his foot, but it's going to take a bounce. It's a 31-yarder. Got the benefit of a roll. Boy, the field here at Trojan Stadium looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Excellent conditions. Pre-game, we were walking down the field, and
It was spongy.
it's like a golf course.
Really was. Big props to the director of athletics here, Charles Harris, good friend of ours. We've known him for a number of years. And he has done a really nice job here at this football stadium, and also injecting Coach Donald into the program. And he's just brought new life, brought kind of a new attitude to Garner football that has such a fantastic tradition.
Yeah, last year, Patrick, what Coach Donald did, bringing this program back, and just the resurrection here of this team, just a whole new culture that he's instilled, and the Trojans are back, and same thing over at Millbrook. First year for Coach Marshall and what he did going into year 2. Both these programs are on the rise, excellent tradition, and have high hopes for this season.
Penalty moves it back to the 32. Coach Donald can't be happy about that. Bennett Selvage is the motion man. And Grant gets ripped down. Big loss. Braylon McCullough. Well, we've talked about the tremendous job done by Deron Donald. And on this second and long play, let's send it now to Madison Little with more on the coach.
Yeah, Patrick, he played at Fayetteville State University under Coach Kenny Phillips, someone he says he learned a lot from. Just like himself, Coach Phillips was tasked with turning that program around. The Broncos struggled in seasons prior to Phillips taking over in 2002, but guys, he turned it around quick. That 2002 team actually getting inducted into the FSU Hall of Fame for their success that season, and now Coach Donald looking to do something similar here at Garner, pulling lessons away from Coach Phillips and looking to see success with his own Garner team.
As you saw there, they were CIAA champions, undefeated that year. I asked him this week kind of what got him into coaching. Played a year of arena ball, first his third and long play, and he will have to get rid of the football. He heard the footsteps coming. Offensive line did all they could. That's a nice job of coverage downfield by Millbrook, but he started working with kids in Florida at the YMCA and said he wanted to be a journalist. He wanted your job, Sonny, and said, I just decided I like kind of teaching kids ball, working with kids.
Yeah, and he played arena ball with Dontre Brown, his defensive coordinator, and those two have such a tight bond and relationship, and what they do for these kids and just the lessons and everything they try to instill. And it's so important to have a high school coach that you look up to and you learn from, because these are critical years for these kids, whether they want to play in college or not. This is an important part, and two good coaches on both sidelines.
That was blocked, I believe. And it will be out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Well, stay tuned. First this, here it is. Yeah, I think it was Streets who got a hand on it.
Pressure right up the middle.
Yeah. All right, well, stay tuned for the medical game plan brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Millbrook with a short field to work with this time. Throw down, incomplete, intended for Gilchrist. Gilchrist had 6 catches against Apex Friendship. They had the week off last week to Millbrook, kind of an oddly timed open week. Gilchrist had 16 receptions and averaged 15 yards a grab a season ago for Millbrook.
And they believe he's going to have a big year this year. Had it against Apex Friendship in a close ball game. Really good competition there in week 1. The Patriots and the Wildcats going against each other. Millbrook found a way to get that victory in the fourth quarter.
17-13 was the final in week 1 back on the 23rd of August. Play action, they go to the tight end. That's Hayes Bronner, the sophomore, 6'5", 220. Dare I say Sunhalter-esque is the tight end Bronner.
Well, I saw Hayes down on the field before the game, and as a sophomore to be that big, just imagine how much he's going to continue to grow and develop in this program. Tough to bring down, and good to see him get out on the edge.
Nice little play call there, Jay.
Lamar Marshall, head coach, also calls the plays. He does an excellent job getting his athletes the ball in good positions.
State championship play caller from Mount Tabor in the Triad area, played at Duke. Go down the depth chart. Here you see Coach Lamar Marshall, as that was Kevin Igayamang running the football at fullback. Igayamang is still out there in the pistol. Well, they'll move him over to the left. Going for it on fourth. Nice reception. Is it jarred loose? Yes, it is. Thought it was a catch by Evans. Battle delivered a really nice ball, but the defense stepping in for the Trojans and jarring it away. This is a heck of a play. Perfect job to reach around and knock it loose by Maddox McDowell, the free safety. Played that one perfectly, Sonny.
Yeah, I mean, and I like the play call. Lamar Marshall having confidence in his team, going for it on fourth down. In Battle, throwing a perfect strike. But then on the defensive end, Maddox McDowell just knocking the ball loose at the last minute. Don Cherry Brown, the defensive coordinator, bringing pressure up front, trusting his secondary. McDowell got his team off the field.
Fake the handoff. Oh, and Selvage on the option. Got knocked down. Now they will play two quarterbacks. Christian Ormandy played some last year, four-sport athlete for them, sophomore. And we might be seeing him momentarily. Who knows? Cypher. Whew.
Well, we talked about him in the open, but he's got offers from Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, Wisconsin, NC State, amongst many others. He was a star last year as a freshman, and here's a sophomore picking up to a great year so far.
40 seconds to go on 2nd and 8. Looking for some running room, and that'll bring up 3rd down and short. Let's go back to Madison, an update on Angel Gomez.
Yeah, Patrick, he was with the trainers for a little bit, stretching out that right knee. He is up now, pacing back and forth down the sideline, got a little jog in. Definitely still looks like he's in pain, unsure if he will return.
All right, great job. Thanks, Madison. Time is going to run out here on the first quarter. We are scoreless after 1 here on our Papa John's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Our season opener tonight from Garner and the Wildcats and Trojans, dueling shutouts thus far. Scoreless through 1 here on our Papa John's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Arthritis Knee and Pain Centers. Trojan Stadium in Garner, the site tonight. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonhalter, Madison Little. Thanks for being with us here. We were rained out last week, so our season opening broadcast tonight, and a good one, because last year this was an exciting game, maybe one of the most exciting games we had.
I mean, that one went down to the wire, and yeah, it's probably the best game of last season, and excited to be back. Another year Friday Night Rivals.
Neither team has really been able to get anything going offensively. The sacks have taken away from any rushing yardage. That's going to be a first down carry out across midfield for Garner. Grant with some good patient running, and that is an Air Experts first down. Air Experts, heating, cooling, and plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com.
Through the first quarter, now into the second, the thing that stands out in this game is how physical both teams are playing. And you're right, this has been a defensive battle, but the line of scrimmage, it's being fought for on both sides, and the linebackers versus running backs. These guys are really going at it.
Trojans into Wildcats territory. Selvage with time. Downfield, it will be incomplete. Little contact downfield. It was Quillett is who he wanted. And Quillett got tied up with Eric Brown. This is an experienced secondary for Millbrook.
Brown has excellent ball skills, long and lean on the back end there with good speed. He's lined up one-on-one on the outside.
6'3", 180. Nice run, good cut by Grant. Grant down the sideline, 30, 25. Pushed out of bounds after a big gainer out at the 26-yard line. That's a 23-yard scamper. And we've got one of the linemen slow to get up for the Trojans.
Grant reads the defensive line as blocks being set up, starts up the middle and then gets to the outside with a nice cut and then just continues to fall forward. Very physical with the ball in his hands.
24 officially, as they'll say it is the 25-yard line. And now we've got a Millbrook player down. That is the aforementioned Brown, and that'll give us a chance to step aside. We'll break and come back with more. No points on the board yet, but the Trojans are trying to change that. Their deepest penetration tonight into Millbrook territory. And we'll see what happens when we return. Let's check out the Leaf Acura game summary for the first quarter. Leaf Acura in Raleigh.
Well, the defenses have really stood out so far, being physical, very limited on the ground for both teams. Now, a lot of that is due to the sacks and the pass rush getting into the backfield, but it's been tough on the offensive end. Patrick, which team will have that big spark play to get things going?
Brown continues to be down on the ground. See if maybe he took a little bit of a bad fall. You know, it didn't look like anything that stood out there, but when you do come down on that shoulder, you just never know.
And sometimes when you roll on the ground and with that contact, it looked like he just kind of got upended. And good sign here coming off the field.
Ron Donald out to talk with him. Has that right shoulder kind of, right arm tucked in a little bit. See if he returns. Madison telling us that he was favoring that shoulder during the timeout. That is a loss, though, if he does not return. And in this situation here, just outside of the blue zone, as we're calling it this year for UNC, it is a big loss to have on your defense.
He's a talented player in the secondary, a veteran back there, and hopefully he'll be able to come back into this ball game.
Selvage, who has a really good grasp of the offense for the Trojans, has gone the whole way at quarterback again. We told we may see Ormandy, he would be available to play, but they've gone with Selvage most of the way. In fact, the entire way here. Gorham motions, three receivers now to the top of your screen. Selvage throwing towards the end zone. It will be picked off. Intercepted by the strong safety, Zaire Hines, the junior. His second interception of the season.
Hines, 6 feet, 190, high points this ball right in the middle of the screen. Watch him read the eyes, backpedal, and then goes up and just takes it away for a huge interception. This is perfect technique, flipping his hips, going up and getting that ball and getting his defense off the field. What a play.
Intended for Quillett. Ball will be placed at the 20, and Selvage wishes he had that one back. So the Millbrook defense gets a turnover. Bryson Gray comes in now at quarterback. Quick throw. Nice move. Really good play there by Gilchrist. That just shows you the type of playmaker he is. Quick as a hiccup. Got a block, kicked it out, just lost his footing.
Well, Lamar Marshall likes to get the ball out quick to his playmakers outside because they can get yards after the catch. Just a simple pass, and Gilchrist picks up 6.
So a pickup of 6. They get it out there. 26-yard line is where they'll operate. Screen set up. The catch made by Fulmore. He gets a first down, looking for blockers down the sideline. Nice swim move at the 40 and across the 45. Big gain up to the 47-yard line. 19 yards for Fulmore on the catch and run.
The offensive line releases here. They set for the blocks, release, and then get out in front of Fillmore. Good job. A couple blocks in on the outside. That was Malone, Jaquarian McLone, springing Fillmore to get over on the sideline.
Left tackle Frank Shewalter out there as well. 6'3", 255-pound senior, a D1 recruit. Nice job. Big center Austin Clinton, getting some college interest as well, was out there. Fulmore again, and Fulmore pushing the pile into Garner territory. So all of a sudden they're putting Gray, and they found a little bit of rhythm here, Jay.
And the offensive line getting some push up front. Austin Clinton, the center, 6'4", 320, running right behind him. Now these offenses and Millbrook starting to get some play calls here where that O-line can get the push and the running backs can get to the second level.
It was a gain of 3. So officially the ball spotted right at midfield. Gray 2 of 5 in their first game. Had negative 10 yards throwing. Really good runner. Fulmore again. 5'9", 175-pound senior. And he's able to push his way for a pickup of 2. We'll bring up 3rd and 5 here, with the ball just inside the 48 in Trojans territory. They say it's the 47.5 officially. They move the pocket. Nice catch made by Battle. Justin Battle, the reception to the 33. That's a pickup of 15 for the junior Battle. And how about Gray moving the pocket?
Yeah, excellent job here. Fallen wall by the offensive line, and then the curl route by Battle, just sitting in that zone coverage. Bryson Gray keeping his eyes up, throwing a dart on the run.
It's a tougher throw than it looked like going across your body like that.
It's very difficult when you're running full speed. You have to slow down, set your hips, and then throw a ball with perfect stride to your wide receiver.
Fulmore, after they picked up another Air Experts heating, cooling, and plumbing first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Well, the offense all of a sudden is moving. Started at the 20, and they are down now to the 32 in Garner territory. So Millbrook moving the football, and this is the balance that they were looking for, Lamar Marshall offensively coming into the game.
And that was one of their goals, is to make sure they have a good mixture of the run and the pass, and here starting to get some traction.
So an interception by the Trojans from the 25. And here they lose a yard staying on the ground. So now 3rd and 8, Jay. And you're in 4-down territory, right?
Well, here inside the 30. Or
because of their kicking game, are you not?
Yeah, they with Palmer, they can still go with him.
Right.
So you would like to get inside the 30 here, but depending on this play, I still think potential 4-down territory. If
you
pick
could run
up
2
6,
plays here.
You can run 2 plays.
Gotcha. Great. Going to go for first down and then some. Did he hang on? No, he did not. That was in and out of the hands of Gilchrist, trying to tightrope things there along the sideline. Defensively, Covington.
And here they roll the pocket again, going to the left side.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't actually near the sideline. That should have been caught, though. Got twisted up a little. It's a ball you got to bring in, though, if you're Gilchrist. He knows it. So they're going to try a kick here. And this will be off of the foot of Palmer, the Davidson signee. So this is going to be a 50, Now they're going to punt it, actually. Going to try to pin it down in there. Not a field goal try. Is that going to make the end zone, or will the coverage keep it out? Oh, great coverage by Millbrook downfield. Lots of hang time, and Millbrook with some tremendous hustle to down the ball inside the 5. Wow. Great execution all the way around by the Wildcats, and they have the Trojans pinned deep. 6:56 to go. Scoreless game on our FNR debut for 2024. Stay tuned for the U.S. Army halftime report. We'll have this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes, interviews, highlights, and more. The United States Army, be all you can be. Alongside Jay Sunholder, I'm Patrick Johnson. Madison Little on our sidelines. Not bad for a UCF night, is she? She's all right.
Hey, this is great. This is perfect.
I wasn't talking about the night. I was talking about Madison being a UCF night.
Yeah, well, Madison, we love the UCF nights. Big 12. I know Madison's a fan.
Oh, that's going to be Grant, dragged down by Cypher. Boy, just turn Cypher loose in this situation, don't you?
He's amazing to watch. Watch number 2 on every play. When he blitzes, the way he reads, he reacts, and he just goes after it. You see him throw the blocker off, get into the backfield.
He had an enormous freshman season. Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, NC State, just to name a few, already have offered him.
And on the tackle again was Aiden Wilson. A physical group. Linebackers, 4-2-5 defense. There's Hunter Jackson and Cypher right in the middle of it, leading the way.
3rd and 9 from the 4. All right, so if you're Garner right now, what are you thinking?
I think the biggest key here is you just have to give your special teams units some run. Make sure you protect the football. You don't want to put the ball in harm's way. And expect the front 7 from Millbrook to bring pressure.
In the air, it's going to be intercepted. No. Nice job by Bennett Selvage, who all of a sudden became a defender.
When this ball gets tipped up in the air, you just got to do whatever you can to knock it down. Here's Selvage. Ball's up, then just go in
Watch
and
him.
volleyball it.
Went for it and then realized he needed to knock it away from a pair of defenders for Millbrook.
Now here on the punt unit, you've got to get rid of this ball quickly to snap the kick.
Selvage punting. Got it away quickly. Good roll. Millbrook lets it go because they'll have really good field position, all things considered, at the 45. So that's going to be a 41-yard punt. Heck of an effort by Selvage considering where he was.
Yeah, nice job. First of all, again, on that previous play, forcing the ball to the ground to punt it, and then you get the roll. For Millbrook, though, previous drive they elected to punt it. It pays off here, getting the ball in similar field position to start this drive.
All right, Millbrook showing some signs offensively. Last drive couldn't cash in, however. You got 5:20 to go here. A little 4-minute offense maybe, or are you just trying to score right now?
Well, I think the goal here is, of course, to score. But you would like to use as much time on this clock as possible. But I think whether it's through the ground or the air, if you do it on this play, you'll be happy. But ideally, you want to churn some of this clock, keep the ball on the ground, and take it in the end zone.
Gray throwing. Oh, and that one in and out of the hands of his receiver, Evans. Capoletti was back in coverage. Gray puts a little mustard on it, doesn't he?
Well, both these quarterbacks, with Gray and Battle, they've got strong arms. Really good players coming in for Mason Fortune, who is a 3-year starter, and these two have their opportunity this year. I've been impressed by both of them.
Fortune had what Lamar Marshall called the best grasp of the offense of any quarterback he had ever coached. Gray trying to throw back across the defense, and that's out of the reach of Jaquarian Malone. First time they've thrown his way tonight. He's a 5'9", 165-pound junior. Had one reception against the Patriots in week 1. Here's Coach Marshall. Staff signaling in the plays. Marshall, the running back at Duke, with almost 1,500 career yards and 19 touchdowns as a Blue Devil in the mid-90s. Fulmore heads out. They'll throw the opposite way, though. This is Battle, the tight end, finds a block, and he will get a first down. Nice job to move the chains there, and they motioned away for a little window dressing. So, at Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com.
And I like that pre-snap motion you stated to move the wide receiver to the outside, then go to the right. And Battle does the yards after the catch. And talked about Lamar Marshall's playing career. He also coached at the college level as well, in addition to high school, so has a vast experience. Same with Coach Donald, playing college, coaching in college as well as high school.
Fulmore gets hit and driven back. Nice job, Capoletti.
Capoletti is one of the stars of this defensive unit. Dontre Brown loves how physical he is. Coach Brown will move him to different spots in this defensive alignment. There he brings him on pressure.
Not seen Tate and McFadder out there tonight, but this defense is still playing very well, Jay.
Yeah, they are. And they are a group that is physical. They're built on toughness. They're very diverse with their play calling, bringing blitzes, moving guys around, but they're built in the trenches and strong on all 3 levels.
Ball is at the 33. Both teams defensively have done a pretty good job of bowing their necks at times tonight. That's going to be intercepted. Another takeaway for this Trojan defense, and that was Quillett. The pick by Cameron Quillett.
Great recognition skills by Quillett, number 5. As pressure comes up, just reads the eyes and jumps in front of the passing lane to create a big play here on the defensive end and to get off the field. And he's a wide receiver. Plays defense both ways, and you can see his wide receiving skills come in there as he flies through the screen to make the play. Excellent job by the senior.
They wanted Khalil Palmer. Derek Taylor, a reserve defensive end, was in there on the pressure. Braden Selvage calls his own number on 1st and 10. And that advances the ball to the 20.
But for both teams right now, trying to find ways to get things going on offense, but coming to this ball game, we thought this could be a defensive battle with both defenses being 2 of the top defenses in the area.
Trojans averaged just under 17 a year ago and winning 6 games. The defense was really good. They had the Millbrook game, they were down at halftime big and came back. That was really a tale of 2 halves. You hear the cliche all the time. That was really the case.
It was. I mean, both teams so evenly matched in the first half, went to Millbrook, but Garner found a way to gain momentum and come back in that ball game. And we knew these teams are going to be ready to go tonight, especially after last year's ball game.
We've got players shaken up for Millbrook.
Messiah MacArthur.
Yep.
One of the top players for Millbrook, both ways, defense and offense, safety as well as running back.
He's kind of favoring that area there around his shoulder and midsection. Trojans beat Holly Springs in week 1 of the season on a Saturday at the soccer complex in Cary, 48-31, and then winning at Middle Creek last week, 31-24. They've had some close games, but it's been their defense that has generated some points for them this season.
In the takeaways in those ball games, really good competition with Holly Springs, Middle Creek, 2 playoff caliber teams. Found ways to get those wins. They started on the defensive end with the turnovers and really setting up their offense in good field positions.
So we've got a timeout. Gives us an opportunity to tell you about our halftime show coming your way for the U.S. Army. We'll have a look at this week's Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athletes of the Week, interviews, highlights, and more. It's the United States Army halftime show. The United States Army, be all you can be. So that report coming up. Madison will be featured prominently. She'll also have a chat with the coaches at halftime as well. So, Sonny, here we are, week 3. Next week, what a game we have for you on Friday Night Rivals. Might be the game of the week in the state.
Yeah, big one. We've got Rolesville at Cardinal Gibbons. 2 teams predicted to have outstanding seasons. So excited for next week's matchup. And I'll tell you this one, what a way to start off the season. Here last week, Clayton Holly Springs rained out due to the weather. And then now coming into week 2, Millbrook versus Garner. Traditional powers, we have an excellent schedule this season and really excited for this matchup and what's to come here in the next couple weeks.
4th and 2 from the 27. Selvage now back to punt it. Millbrook had it scouted. Line drive taken at the 37-yard line. And that's going to be a good return. Nice work there by Hayden Heath for Millbrook on the punt return. Stay tuned for the medical game plan. It's brought to you by the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Papa John's Friday Night Rivals presented by Arthritis Knee and Pain Centers. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunholder, 2:32 to go. And it's going to be Millbrook coming out. They're going to have back in the game at quarterback Battle following the interception thrown by Gray. And they'll scrimmage from midfield. See if this gives Battle maybe a different perspective. He's going to go downfield. Big ball, and it's going to be thrown away, intended for Brandon Leacock, the 6'2", 170-pound senior whose brother plays wide receiver at Tennessee. Nathan, they'll have the NC State Wolfpack in Charlotte tomorrow night at Bank of America Stadium.
That's a big one.
I think it looked a little better on paper in the preseason given the NC State performance against Western. I'll get a lot of NC State hate because I always do. If you say anything badly about them on my radio show, boy, they get very, very upset.
Well, I'm excited to watch it tomorrow night.
Okay. Well,
I'll tell you, Nathan, what a player at Millbrook when he was in high school.
Nice spin by Battle. And forward progress might give him 2. 3rd and long.
And he'll be going against Wesley Grimes.
Yes.
Former Millbrook wide receiver. So 2 former Wildcats will be playing in that ball game.
Pickup of just 1. So from the 49, 3rd and 9, as we're at the 2-minute mark, what do you do here on this play as we have a whistle and we're going to have a timeout? So Deron Donald will take it here to preserve some time with 1:58. Wise play. What are you cooking up if you're Coach Marshall right now?
Well, I think for Millbrook and Coach Marshall, with Battle's athleticism and strong arm, you want to get him on the run. We've seen on previous 3rd downs, they've moved the pocket. So I'd expect something similar here where Battle can get outside the pocket, try to pick it up through the air. If it's not there, then he can use his legs to try to pick it up as well. This offensive line for Millbrook has been holding up with the pressure Garner has brought. But I expect the Trojans, Coach Deron Donald, Dontre Brown, to bring pressure here to try to get off the field. And it's been a great atmosphere tonight. Football's back and fans supporting their Trojans. And there's Coach Donald. The message to his team, again, his defense coordinator, Dontre Brown, up in the booth. So those 2 working in tandem here to set up this play to try to get off the field, give their offense one more chance here before they go into halftime.
And at 58 remaining. Battle was 10 of 17 for 135 yards in week 1. They set up the screen, and that could be 6 to the 10, 5. Is it going to be? Or did he step out? He was out of bounds, but a huge gain and a first down. And that will go to Messiah MacArthur. First time we've seen MacArthur in the game offensively.
And MacArthur, a college prospect, excellent job hiding behind the offensive line. It was a screen. The offensive line gets out on the run in front, and then MacArthur does the rest, dashing down the sideline, creating a big play.
Goes 42 yards, and they get inside the UNC blue zone. UNCGoHeels.com. From the 7, MacArthur again picks up 2 to the 5.
Yeah, and just feeding him the ball and keeping it on the ground, keeping this clock moving, trying to get it as low as possible before you go into halftime break and obviously get into the end zone. With MacArthur, you've got a veteran that plays safety as well as offense. 9 touchdowns last year, looking to have another huge year this year. And colleges are looking at him as well with his versatility, talent, and his work ethic.
Had a 42-yard catch on that screen. Had over 200 yards on the ground against Wake Forest last season. Gets it here. Escapes a tackle. Pushes down to the 4 as he's ganged up on there. And a timeout taken by Millbrook, I believe. It is. Leaves them with 1, 48.7 to go here in the half.
The ball a couple times. Potential play action pass. The linebackers come up, throw the ball over the top here on 3rd down. So Wildcats got that big play they were looking for from Messiah MacArthur being inserted in the backfield. Nice job being patient on that screenplay, then getting down the field. For the defensive unit, Coach Donald making sure his team is aligned correctly, knows their assignment for this big 3rd down.
All right. I asked you a minute ago what you would dial up. What do you dial up here on 3rd down?
I think in this situation, a couple runs, expect Garner to try to stop the run, potential play action pass. Got 2 tight ends in the ball game. Big sophomore Hayes Bronner, as well as Braylon McCuller, both in the ball game in a power set.
Battle goes under center. They'll hand it off to the tailback. Is he stopped shy of the goal line? No, he's not. It's going to be a touchdown. Now, did the ball come loose, Sonny, and it was picked up, or was it a touchdown? We'll get a look at it, but for now, that's an Original Grills touchdown for Millbrook. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
Either way, it worked. This offensive line getting their blocks up front.
Well, the ball did come out, yes.
Running physical. Big hit, though, by Devin Grant to knock the ball loose. And there's the sophomore tight end.
Bronner.
6'5", reaching for that ball, making the touchdown signal.
Opportunity here for Palmer. And the kick, no problem. 41.8, Millbrook on the 42-yard screen sets it up in a goal-to-go situation, and they cash in.
Both defenses have been outstanding so far, and sometimes you just got to keep on pushing, keep on going, and Millbrook finding a way with their field position inside of 2 minutes. It all started on that big 3rd down conversion with the screenplay to get that big chunk of yardage, and then things got rolling from there, and Garner doing a good job on 1st and 2nd down to stop the run. But then there, MacArthur just gets enough to get close to the end zone, and then Bronner picked it up for the touchdown.
Trojans will have an off week next week, and then South Garner to open conference play in the Greater News, or South as they call them around here, among other things. And then next week for Millbrook, this is the first of 4 games on the road. They'll play at Broughton next week in downtown Raleigh. Not only is tonight the first of 4 road games consecutively for the Wildcats, but it's the first of 9 games in a row that they'll play to finish the season, with their open week coming in week 2. You kick it ugly here, Jay?
Yeah, I think you kick the ball on the ground, let it roll around a little bit, and make sure you don't allow a return. And try to force Garner to go the length of the field.
That kickoff going to be into the end zone. NC Safe sponsoring our kickoffs this season. If you own a gun, lock it up together. Let's keep North Carolina safe. Quillett driven back into the end zone. You can always do that. Just put it
Oh yeah, if you
into
can
the
kick
end
it,
zone.
if you can kick it that far, go ahead and do it. Garner will have to go in the hurry-up mode.
They do have 2 timeouts, 41.2. Selvage with an interception thrown tonight. This is an offense that had scored, or a team that had scored 79 points, although they had some defensive turnovers turned into points this season. Defense has really saved the offense at times, and that is going to be a sack. Selvage brought down for the 2nd time in this game, and it's Rashad Streets, the defensive end.
Streets, another college prospect. Number 22, go to work, inside swim move, and gets back into the backfield and makes the play. After that sack, Garner's going to let this clock run down. There's been good edge pressure tonight by Streets as well as McCullers.
So it's going to be 7-0 at the break, as Garner, after taking the snap, will let the time expire in the first. 7-0 Millbrook here at halftime. So the Millbrook defense playing well. They get the big 3rd down screen that got them in a goal-to-go situation. Took them 3 tries, but they punched it in. And it is a lead on the road for the Millbrook Wildcats. Their head coach is standing by now with our Madison Little. She has Lamar Marshall with her. Madison.
Coach, you knew this was going to be a back-and-forth battle. We've seen a defensive battle so far. What do you make of the first half?
It's what we expected. 2 really good football teams who like to run the ball and play good defense. And it's early in the season, so we've seen some turnovers and some mistakes. So we'll try to get some things cleaned up and try to finish in the second half.
We saw some signs of offense from your team in that first half. How do you keep that going in the second?
We got to block them and we got to catch the football. We had a couple drops there early, but I told our guys don't put their head down. We got confidence in them. We're going to come back to them in the second half.
Thanks, Coach. We'll be back with more of our U.S. Army halftime report after the break.
All right, thank you.
All right, Madison taking it to break. I like it. I like it.
You're watching the U.S. Army Halftime Report. The U.S. Army, be all you can be.
And now it's time for the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week. Presenting the award for Tatum and Atkinson is Season Atkinson.
Tatum and Atkinson is proud to present the Friday Night Rivals Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week from Millbrook High School. The Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Hunter Jackson. Hunter is a football team letter winner, is academic all-conference, is an honor roll student, and carries a 4.14 GPA. Hunter is co-president of the Pickleball Club and volunteers through City Serve and Providence Church. From Garner High School, the Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week is Thomas Stucker. Thomas is a football team letter winner, is a member of track and field, is an honor roll student, and carries a 3.6 GPA. Thomas is a member of Beta Club, volunteers for Garner Pop Warner football, and volunteers at assisted living facilities.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar Athlete of the Week.
This All-Star is now entered for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Tatum and Atkinson. Injured in a wreck? Call the heavy hitters.
Congratulations to our Tatum and Atkinson Scholar athletes. We will be back right after this message.
You're watching the U.S. Army Halftime Report. The U.S. Army, be all you can be.
Welcome to the U.S. Army Halftime Show. I'm Madison Little, joined by Staff Sergeant Quentin Atkinson. Thank you so much for being our halftime sponsor.
Thank you for having me.
And can you describe your role in the Army to us?
I'm a staff sergeant. I'm a 25 Hotel, which is a network communication specialist. I'm in the IT department of the Army, and it's done wonderful things for me.
What did you do before you joined the Army?
I did go to the University of North Carolina Central. I played football there, and then after that, I transitioned to arena football. I definitely wanted to make a career, and I decided to join the Army after that.
How do you feel that the Army has enhanced your life thus far?
The living situation I'm in, traveling, and being able to learn a new job in IT, which is a passion of mine.
And if students want to learn more, where can they go?
Go to Go Army. You'll be able to put in your zip code and get you in contact with your local recruiter to be able to reach out to you and talk to you.
Thank you so much for being our halftime sponsor.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here to partner and representing high school football.
We'll be back with more of our U.S. Army Halftime Show right after this.
You're watching the U.S. Army Halftime Report. The U.S. Army, be all you can be.
Back to the U.S. Army Halftime Report. We are so happy to be joined by the principal of Garner High School, Matt Price. Matt, what does it mean to you and to this community to have Friday Night Rivals here tonight?
Oh, it's exciting. I love my job, but there's something special about just the pageantry of Friday Night Football. You know, it's one of the higher perks of a really good job. So.
And how do you feel athletics in general help benefit these students for life after high school?
I think kids perform better academically when they have some sort of connection to the school. So whether that be football, dance team, cheerleading, drama club, if we can get them involved and connected in some way, then they're just going to be more successful as students and more successful when they get out of here.
And how are you and your students involved in the local community?
Garner has a rich tradition of being connected to the community, and we remain that way, and we make sure that community is a two-way street. We're not just there with our hand out, with our hands out asking. We're trying to get into other classrooms, reading to the kids, and just, being out, being recognized in the community and recognizing their faith and their efforts in our favor.
Well, once again, thank you so much for joining us. Let's go back to the booth for first half highlights.
All right, Madison, great job there at halftime. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonholder, and let's take a look at some of our first half highlights for our Friday Night Rivals opener.
The biggest takeaway from this first half was just how physical both teams were. This was a battle up front. There's Devin Grant running the ball, then a huge interception here over on Millbrook's side. Nice job going over the top for that pick. Then here a screenplay by Fillmore going up, getting positive yards. Each team had their moments. Here and there, an interception on the Garner side by Cameron Quillett, giving the ball back to the offense, reading the eyes. And then here, this was the spark play right before the half. This battle going to Nasiah MacArthur, almost getting in the end zone. Nice stiff arm getting down to the 4-yard line. And then here, Millbrook punching it in with MacArthur, getting close to the goal line, ball in the ground, but Bronner picks it up for the first points of the half.
Halftime stats and the big screenplay part of the 95 yards passing in the first half for Millbrook.
But each offense had difficulties, but Millbrook got it going right there at the end, and sacks are included here, so limited yards on the ground rushing. Each side kind of splitting the turnovers and penalties, and close ball game. Now who's going to take the next step in the second half?
Turnovers and penalties have been low as well.
Yeah, and for early on in the season, this has been a clean ball game. I think both coaches have to be happy with the limited mistakes. But again, here, tightly contested ball game. Which team is going to play clean? Which team is going to have that big play? It's probably going to have a big say in who wins this game.
We'll have more from Garner right after this. Papa John's FNR presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers.
The best Thursday night lights and Friday night rivals highlights from across the country.
Trying to get it to the end zone, he does. Let's see what happens, never know. And it is caught!
No way!
It's to the end zone! Touchdown! For Stroudsburg, Ethan Dutzik with a North American Warhorse touchdown.
Launches, and that one is going to be picked. Sean Legros. Legros makes a cut. Sean Legros.
Great block. Second down and goal. Quick pass, and now they're going to try the double pass. Looking long in the end zone. Is it caught? Touchdown, Jaguars. Touchdown, Dakari Shanks, another People's Bank of Alabama touchdown. And we've got second down and goal inside the 10. Quick pass over the shoulder. Touchdown. Great catch. His second touchdown of the night, another People's Bank of Alabama touchdown.
Boy.
And the
Raider wants it all, has a man, it's caught. It's Jay Timmons who dives across the goal line for an SE Tire touchdown.
With the trophy leading the celebration tonight.
Great highlights from week one of Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals. We've got a 7-0 game at the half. Millbrook leading the Trojans on the road. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunhalter, and Madison Little coming up in just a little bit. Sonny, thoughts on the first half if you're Millbrook? How do you feel right now? Your defense has played in a real spectacular way, and you got to play when you needed it on offense to set up a scoring situation that you took advantage of. Even though you did fumble it, you got 6.
I think you feel good that you got the lead. You have momentum going into the halftime break. And then also that there's some things you can correct in the first half. Now I think for Millbrook, you have to realize, hey, it's only a half. Good job, we've got the lead. But we've got to play a complete second half on the road here in order to win this game. And also, you remember how Garner came back in last year's ball game in the second half to win. So that message, I'm sure, was relayed at the halftime break. And for Garner here on their home field, you know, in the first half, positive signs. They did have some offensive sparks, but they've got to find a way to get something going through the air. And Duron Donald is great at making halftime adjustments, and the defense has been outstanding tonight.
All right, Madison is speaking with Duron Donald. We'll get to her when she's ready in just a moment. She talked with the coach. We'll have a recap of everything that he told her with his team trailing 7-0 here at Trojan Stadium. All right, let's go to Madison now, who caught up with Duron Donald. Maddie.
Yeah, Patrick, he told me the first half, it was just getting the jitters out. He said they need to get going offensively, of course, but he liked a lot of what he saw from the defense. So the conversation in the locker room was just keep going, keep pushing. We're only down 7-0. It's not like we're down 28-zip. In his words, we just got to keep fighting. Back to you guys.
All right, great job down there, Madison.
Yeah, and that message is true. Hey, both teams, you just got to keep fighting. This is going to be a close ball game. We expected this to go down the wire. It did last year. Two of the top programs in the area. You face tough competition. Things aren't going to come easy, and each team out here fighting tonight. And I've just been impressed with the level of play on each team's side. And I expect them to have big years this season, deep playoff runs, and this is just the beginning of their season, but this is an important game.
For the Trojans out of the Greater News 4A, they're in there with Fuquay and their unconventional kind of offense, but they're in there with a couple of Johnston County schools, including one that has just dominated the conference in Cleveland, and then the Clayton Comets that we know are going to be very good this year under Scott Chadwick.
Well, each team is in difficult leagues, and you're right, at the top of the conference last year was Clayton and Cleveland. But what a huge resurgence Garner had, and looking for even bigger things this year. And just impressed by Duron Donald, the energy, the discipline, the toughness that he's brought to this program. And same thing over on Millbrook's side. Rollsville's in that conference, Wake Forest, two of the best conferences in the state. And what Lamar Marshall did in year one, now going into year two, continue to rise this program up. And they've got a ton of talent. And for them, once they get into conference play, they've got a shot because of their talent, because of their discipline and their coaching as well.
Thomas Stucker, first time we've seen the Golden Lock kicker work here tonight. He'll get set to kick it off. Number 26 there for Garner. Hayden Heath, dangerous return man for Millbrook. Has a little bit of wiggle about him. And we're about to get the second half going. 7-0 Millbrook over Garner here. Ready for the NC Safe kickoff. NC Safe, if you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe. Big bounce off of that, taken by an up man who will bring it across the 40-yard line. The return for Millbrook came from Justin Battle. Derek Taylor, back up defensive end, making the tackle. So Millbrook comes out. Do you think they found something on offense near the end of the first half?
Well, they believe they did, and the screenplay has worked for them. A couple screens, Fulmore and MacArthur had big gains on it, so expect to see the screen again here early on, but I think you've got to continue to try to establish the run.
Play action, they'll throw it out to the left, and there goes Evans tunneling his way down the sideline, moving the chains and into Garner territory. Came out of his shoe there, but not before he gets the first down.
Zone read, play fake, and then out in space. So difficult to bring down the junior Evans. Shifty getting to the outside and picking up the first down.
That is an Air Experts first down. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Passing numbers improving for Battle, who has an interception tonight. Was also nearly picked off another time in the first half. That is incomplete. He wanted Malone, but nice job defensively there by the Trojans in the secondary. 41-yard line is where the ball sits. 2nd and 10. Battle moving the pocket. Completion along the sideline. Reception Gilchrist out of bounds. It's going to be close to a first down, but I don't think he has enough.
Moving the pocket, getting to the outside. Battle on the run, throwing a perfect ball as Gilchrist's foot just goes out of bounds. The execution there, again through the air, getting the ball on the perimeter has worked.
It's a pickup of 8. 3rd down 2. Ball at the 33. They'll go under center this time with Battle. Fulmore spins his way inside the 30. First down for him. Fulmore with the nice run. And it's pickup of 5.
2 tight ends set with the kick out block by the fullback. Falling forward again, being physical up front.
Air Experts, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Hand off to Fulmore again. Fulmore spins out of a tackle, bangs his way inside the 20 before he is finally wrestled down. Isaac White finally able to make the stop.
Garner's trying to claw this ball out. Watch the defenders just try to rip at it there to create the turnover. Fulmore holding on to it tight, protecting it against his body there, falling forward again for another positive game.
Willett also there, and they've matriculated their way inside the UNC Blue Zone, uncgoheels.com. Millbrook operating at Garner's 17. The turn by MacArthur. Nice move, MacArthur. Gonna have it in a goal-to-go situation.
MacArthur makes it look so easily. Such a smooth runner, glides, getting to the outside. There's a flag on the play.
Got a little congratulations there from Creston Avery, the right guard, 6'3", 270-pound junior who's a D1 recruit. It's an impressive group up front for Millbrook. Going to get hit for a hold here, though, and that'll move him back 10.
Showalter, Monty, Clinton, Avery, and Ivy, the 5 up front.
They've got a little bit of depth, too. They've got some other guys they can go to. That's one thing you kind of need in this day and age. Lots of guys that can play up front, even at the scholastic level. 10.5 to go, 1st and 20. Another screen. MacArthur brought it down. MacArthur looking for a block, picks it up from Showalter, and almost got the first down. Takes it to the 11.
MacArthur has a knack for creating big plays. Another screen where he just kind of hid behind the offensive line. He snaps, he kind of hides, and then boom, catches it and goes. His blocks develop. And the yards after the contact there, picking up a majority of that yardage back. Nice play call for the big chunk yards.
Pistol look here for Battle. I'm going to say that he was out of bounds, so it's 2nd and 4. He'll gun it towards the end zone. Incomplete. Defensively, McDowell. No, check that. Defensively, it was Tristan Freeman on the intended pass from Malone. There's Freeman there. Freeman playing at one of those corner spots kind of by committee here tonight on that left side. Third down 4 at the 11. MacArthur cut down at the 10. Well, actually, it was MacArthur, beg your pardon, and it was Quillett making the tackle.
Quillett, as well as Maddox McDowell, star junior, 6'3", coming up in run support. That was a big play to get off the field and force this field goal attempt.
With Gomez hurt, Palmer is the kicker, though they rotate. It's going to be a 27-yarder, a slight angle. And it's going to be no problem for Palmer, the future Davidson Wildcat. 8:48 to go. And that will tack on 3 to make it 10-0. It is Papa John's FNR tonight. It's presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Coming up during the 4th quarter of tonight's game, we'll select the U.S. Army Player of the Game. The United States Army, be all you can be. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sonhalter, and Madison Little. 10-0 Wildcats over the Trojans in this regional rivalry, crosstown rivalry, if you will, cross-county. Madison keeping an eye on some more injuries on the Garner sideline. Seems like they're maybe starting to pile up a little bit here as Quillett is back for the Trojans. Palmer, after that 27-yard field goal, will get set to kick it off. And obviously, he has the ability to put it into the end zone. Gomez into punt earlier was roughed up, so Palmer is handling the kicking duties from here on out. Quillett back there with Covington. NC safe kickoff. If you own a gun, lock it up together. Let's keep North Carolina safe. That's down at the 1. Covington looking for room. Covington springing free and returns it across to the 30 to the 34-yard line. A 33-yard kickoff return. Let's see if that jump starts the Trojans.
Yeah, and they hope so. They need a big play on special teams. See, as this return, ball right down the middle, comes up, Quillett tracking it down, and then up the middle over towards the right side, finishing off that run. You could just see the sidelines excited as they ran out on the field to start this drive.
32-yard return. Selvage out at quarterback. First look for him here in the second half. Actually, they've gone with Christian Ormandy here, the southpaw sophomore. Four-sport athlete. Mom, a high school math teacher. So he's trying to solve the equation that is the Millbrook defense.
And with both teams having 2 quarterbacks, each quarterback that comes to the ball game has a lot of talent and brings a different skill set. Here coming to the game, the biggest key is to protect the football, but make sure the play calls give the playmakers easy opportunities to catch the ball and make yards after catch.
Option, Ormandy. On second down. Nice job to turn the corner and keep it himself.
Here uses legs. Zone read, keeps it as the defensive end goes up field. He has the edge, protects himself with the slide.
Cypher, trailing, dragged him down. Third down 3. You like the move to go with the quarterback change at half?
But I think just bringing in, a spark, trying to create something on the offensive end.
Handing it off on the right side. That got nothing. In fact, it lost yardage. And Streets leading the assault.
These defensive ends, McCuller, Streets meeting together for the big play. There's MacArthur as well. Aiden Wilson, 4 Wildcats going in to force the 4th down.
4th and 3, a hard count. And we have a timeout. Millbrook taking the timeout. And I don't think their brain trust is real happy about having to do that. Now, both of the quarterbacks can punt for Garner, and it didn't look like that was what they were setting up for there at all. And that might have been what led to the confusion, prompting a timeout. Madison Little on our sidelines.
You guys mentioned Braylon McCuller. He's actually a transfer from Carson Graham High School. And if that doesn't sound familiar, that's because it's in Vancouver, Canada. He moved there 3 years ago to focus on getting better at football and train with his dad, Jarrell McCuller, who played professionally in the CFL following his collegiate career. Braylon told me his dad pushes him hard with the goal of Braylon being better than he ever was. And that's a big part of why Braylon also chose to come back to Raleigh for his senior year. After 3 years of training with dad, he said moving back allows him to test those skills at a higher level in the U.S. But don't worry, dad is still involved with his career. He's watching from home, and they'll go over the tape tomorrow. Back to you guys.
There's the punt, got it away. And Millbrook didn't have anybody back to return. It will roll inside the 20 and be down. We'll take a timeout. 10-0 Millbrook with 7:12 remaining. Here in the third quarter, Papa John's serving up F&R tonight. It's presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Time now for the Publix Smile Cam. Happy students here at Garner Magnet. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Big pep rally for the students and a pregame party for them this afternoon. Gorgeous weather. Perfect night weather-wise. And with 7:12 to go out of the timeout, Millbrook takes over after that punt was blasted inside the 20-yard line. Trojans have been able to generate turnovers in their first 2 games, and as a result, have put points on the board. That will be pass interference as they went the way of Malone on the far side. Tied up with Covington. Millbrook last season losing in the second round to Cardinal Gibbons. They finished second in the Northern Atlantic 4A, or Northern Athletic 4A. 5 straight playoffs for this program. Sonny, they had won 13 in a row at home before Garner beat them last year.
That was a heck of a game, and long winning streak and tradition of excellence in both programs, and the Wildcats off to a good start with 1 victory so far this year.
And that'll be Fulmore, unable to really go anywhere. First time we've called Devin Grant's name out defensively in a while.
We highlighted him in the open because of plays like this. Watch him just shoot out of the cannon, reads the screen, no hesitation, assertive, flies up to make the play. You see the emotion afterwards, trying to get his teammates to come along, create a spark on the defensive end.
Loss of 5. Millbrook at the minus 29. 6.5 to go in the third. That's going to be slung incomplete. Gray back in at quarterback. And just kind of looped it out there to Bronner, the tight end, who really didn't have a play. Call Bronner a young Jay Sunholder. I mean young.
I was young.
You were, not anymore. No longer.
Don't say that. Big third down coming up.
Lamar Marshall in his second year. He was the head coach at Mount Tabor, went to Davidson, and then came back and was the OC. Part of that spring COVID title year in 2021 where Mount Tabor won the 3AA title. He was calling plays that year. Caught at the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, and then taken out for a first down. Malone quickly knows what to do with that football, gets it to the 45. It's going to be an Air Experts Heating and Cooling and Plumbing first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com.
Malone finding a way, just getting enough. Shifty move once the ball's in his hands, getting the ball out on the perimeter. Get another first down.
This is an offense that is operating with life after Mason Fortune. Over 10,000 yards, 10th all time in high school football in North Carolina. As Fulmore gets good yardage on first down. He had 110 touchdown passes, Sonny, and that's 14th all time. What a year he had his junior year as he led the state in passing with over 4,000 yards and 38 touchdowns. Fortune committed to Catawba. Coach Marshall talked with him this week, in fact, he told us. I think the Indians got a steal in Mason Fortune.
Heck of a player. What a great role model for these quarterbacks. Bryson Gray, Austin Battle, following his footsteps. They saw him prepare. They saw him throughout the years, and coming in now, they have their opportunity.
Delay a game against Millbrook, so not able to live with the prosperity. Stops the clock with just over 5 ticks remaining. Second and 11, Millbrook at the 44 in their own territory. Bronner, the tight end, is lined up on the left side. 3 receivers in the pattern. On the ground they go, bouncing it out Fulmore, but he's going to be chased down. Nice job defensively. Fulmore could not escape the grasp of Ryan Herbert, the junior.
Devin Grant here. Sheds the block, comes up, the ball spills outside. Trojans very physical on the defensive end, especially up front. There's Breon Thompson, number 55, getting a strong surge.
Running is Gray, looping it in the air, caught, first down. Boy, that one somehow got out there to him. It was lollipop there, but hang on, there is a flag. Well, as long as that took to develop, you had to think maybe there might have been a hole. Well, if Millbrook cannot advance on this lead or add to this lead right now, they're going to look back at this drive. Couple of badly timed penalties, the delay of game, and now the hole. This is going to move it all the way back to the 37. Third down and an eternity. Deron Donald, excuse me, hoping that his defense can, at the very least, hold here and force a punt. Quick throw, swung out, caught by MacArthur. MacArthur with some decent yardage, but it's going to bring up a 4th and long. MacArthur a little slow to get up.
They've had success getting the ball on the outside, whether it's through a screen play or a quick pass on the perimeter. MacArthur picked up a good yardage, just couldn't get away from that final tackler. Garner swarming to the ball, important third down execution to get off the field.
Palmer will punt to Quillett. Plenty of time. Didn't strike that one the greatest, and it's going to take a Trojan bounce to the 36-yard line. Just a 19-yard punt, and it sets up Garner with good field position here. It's still a lot of ball game left to play.
Yeah, plenty of time, and for Garner with this field position, he had some success on the ground. Devin Grant coming back in the ball game. I think we'll see him start to get some carries here to get the ground game going under on Donald's offense.
They went to Ormondy to start the half. They'll go back to the left-hander here. Kept it, threw it, and hung Gore out. He got wrapped up, driven down by Zaire Hines. Hines is another impressive junior, the strong safety.
Very athletic coming in.
Fought off a block there, nice work.
Yeah, I mean, that is just perfect technique with your base, staying square, fight off the block, and then go up and make the play.
They really like Aiden Gore, the sophomore. He's in the slot. Pistol look. Big hole up the middle. Here goes Grant. First down, running some more as Grant encroaches into Millbrook territory. Takes the ball to the 46-yard line. It's an 18-yard run.
Grant was the star of the game last week in the victory over Middle Creek, and here picking up where he left off. Excellent run. The vision, the power, the toughness, playing both ways. Well-conditioned athlete.
Cairo Williams brought him down, but not before he was able to get an Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing first down. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Grant again got the assignment. Stopped by McCullough. Great story by Madison about Braylon McCullough, hailing from Canada, his dad in the CFL. Again, they work it to Grant. Grant has a 4.6 time in the 40, Sonny.
He's athletic and he's a football player as well. You have those measurables, and then his toughness and just his innate skills on offense and defense. I mean, he doesn't come off the field in his power. He's a strong kid and guy that's going to have a future at the college level.
3rd down, 6. Ormandy winds, fires, has his man. It will be caught inside the 10-yard line to Quillett.
He's had a heck of a game. He had an interception. And now on the offensive end, showing off his hands again, going deep. Pump fake and go as he takes it down the field, one-on-one coverage.
32-yard reception. Quillett. McCray was matched up on him, and they make it inside the blue zone for the first time tonight for Garner. UNCGoHeels.com. Delay of game going against Garner. Couldn't have come at a worse time because they had it in the 10. This will move them back to the 14 where it'll now be 1st and goal. And the way this Millbrook defense can play, when you get them rocking a little bit, boy, you wanted to be able to get a playoff inside the 10. Now you make it a little more difficult. You do allow yourself a little more room, but boy, this Millbrook defense can really cover things out there. Grant tried to cut it up inside, takes it back to the original line of scrimmage, the 9. Wrestled down from behind by Hunter Jackson. Jackson, a senior, had 10 tackles coming in, and we've got a Millbrook lineman. That's the nose tackle, Martell Anderson, the 6 foot, 300-pound senior, favoring his left leg.
He's been a force on the defensive line tonight. Looking at his leg.
.73-degree night here. Not a lot of wind. And you see him kind of coming up a little gimpy in the top of your screen there. Brought up the temperature only because I don't think this is a cramping situation. The big guy can put a little weight on it. That's good. He's going to walk off on his own power. That's a lineman there, Sonny. No gloves or sleeves or anything. Just
tough kid.
Bare arms. Oh, yeah.
That was great to see him. You hate when you watch the players go down with an injury, but always good when they get up and can walk off. And again, hopefully they can get back in this game. It's been really good tonight.
Leaf Acura game summary, 161 yards passing for Millbrook, 195 yards of total offense in this game. And they have the 10-0 lead. The whistles blow, the flags come flying in. Procedure rather, against Garner. False start. Going to move it back to the 14, and 2nd and goal from where they operated 1st and goal a moment ago.
Inside a minute here in the 3rd quarter. Kevin Grant still in the ball game at the running back spot.
Ormandy has been the quarterback here in the second half. Completion. Got it to number 9, Gore, at the 9.
Young sophomore on the out route, going down for that pass, securing it. Let's see if Garner holds out here till the fourth quarter. It looks like they're going to take it over to the sideline and meet up here as they go in to the final quarter.
Trojans came in averaging just under 40 points per game on the young season. Scoreless through 3, but they're knocking on the door. We'll see if they can cash in when we come back for the fourth quarter. Papa John's Friday Night Rivals presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Stay tuned. Fourth quarter about to get underway from Garner and Trojan Stadium. Nice crowd here tonight. Hoping their team can rally from down 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. They'll have it 3rd and goal from the 9-yard line. Millbrook trying to pitch a shutout here. Just 13 points allowed in the week 1 victory over Apex Friendship. Won that one by 4. Garner trying to get on the board here with Ormandy at quarterback. Pressure. Gets rid of the football. Going to be incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down. You let Stucker kick here just to get on the board.
Yeah, I think in this situation, 2-score game, you got to go ahead and get the points, get on the board. With the down and distance, so they're going to take a break here and discuss.
I think the ref may be injured. Looks like they're bandaging up his hand. That's Michael Thompson. I don't know if Madison can maybe see what they're doing down there or what exactly happened. See if we can indicate what may have occurred on the replay here. Quarterback goes into his hand, and I guess on his helmet he cut it. Madison, what do you see?
Yeah, Patrick, they're bandaging up his right pointer finger. I guess it got caught on the quarterback's helmet in that play. Definitely a lot of blood down here, but they're taking care of it. Back to you guys.
Training staff for Garner out. And this is a little bit of a de facto timeout for Garner. Stops the clock. Of course, it would have stopped anyway with the incomplete pass, but it gives you a little extra time now to contemplate what you're going to do. Do you think it changes anything for Garner, or is it just serve maybe to kind of get them in their operation set up if they decide to, whatever they decide to do, run a play, try to score 6 here, or try to kick it?
Well, I think it's going to give you more time here if you're deciding to go for it for what you want to do. Now, I don't see any signs of the special teams unit coming out on the field. So as of the moment, they could be going for it on 4th here.
All right, a timeout, and we will break as they attend to our referee here in Garner on FNR. So referee Michael Thompson, they continue to work on him. And we'll see what they decide to do out of this extended timeout on the field. you're Millbrook, this gives you a little bit of a breather too after Garner worked it down in a goal-to-go situation. And they continue to work on the finger area of the referee, Michael Thompson. He's had a smile on his face. He looks fine during all of this. It just looks like a small cut from what we can tell on his finger. An emergency vehicle pulled up, but I don't think it's anything. Well, now they're coming. So here they come. So first responders are here. Well, this is, that looks like he's in a little more discomfort, maybe. And Madison, I know, is down there maybe trying to see what she can uncover. All right, Madison, what do you have for us?
Just to confirm, these emergency vehicles are not for the referee. He is okay. He will return.
Okay. So this is something else altogether then.
You know, it's good to see him talking. It seems like he's going to be okay, but this is obviously a serious.
Well, it's a pretty good cut. You'd have to imagine.
Yeah.
And you got to get the bleeding to stop and be able to suture it up for the time being so you can finish the game.
Yeah, and being well attended to.
Now again, the fire department emergency people that pulled up, this is something totally unrelated. And here they come right now.
And he's got a big bandage, like with black tape on his hand. But he's back out, gonna circle up with the other officials.
So I don't think that really changes anything in his duties, not having his pointer finger without a bandage on it, does it?
It's good to see him.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Back in the next play, it looks like the offense staying out on the field for 4th and goal.
Well, they've had plenty of time to talk about it. Christian Ormandy, the left-hander. Sophomore quarterback trying to get the Trojans on the board. Rolls to his right, will throw, and it's going to be knocked away. Incomplete. Zaire Hines knocking it down.
The front end of the defense creating the pressure, then the back end doing the job to knock the ball down. Number 2, Quentin Cipher just firing through, creating the pressure on Ormandy, forcing him to get rid of the ball. And there's the ball being batted down for the offense of Millbrook to come back out on the field, the defense doing their job.
Throwing for Nesbitt. It's been kind of a quiet game for Nesbitt after he was very active early. So now Millbrook with the 2-score lead, 11:45 remaining, and they'll come out with Battle. Stay on the ground. Fulmore up to the 11-yard line. Grant playing on both sides of the ball.
It'll be important for Millbrook now. Still plenty of time here. You have a 10-point lead, 2 scores ahead to start using some of this clock. Narrow this game down. Limit the opportunities for the Trojans.
Nice move by Fulmore, but he gets tripped up. Nice work there by Freeman, the sophomore, in the defensive backfield to make the open field hit.
Really good work there, going at the legs. For a loss of yardage, and Freeman, the young sophomore, being physical in the secondary.
3rd down, 11. Garner trying to get the offense back in the hand, or the ball back in the hand of their offense. Millbrook spreading it out here. 4 receivers. Battle. On the move, Malone. And he is chopped down, but not before he gets first down yardage.
Perfect pass. Lost in battle. 3-step drop, quick slant. Hitting Malone in stride.
Kind of came down to that sidearm delivery too, didn't it?
He did. Nice arm angle.
Air Experts first down. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Flag trailing the play as Fulmore did something that a Millbrook fan would not want him to do there, and that's get out of bounds. It's going to be against Millbrook. Fulmore on 1st and 20, breaking tackles. Gets it across the 20-yard line. And he'll work from the 21 here.
For Garner's defense, this is getting down to crunch time, trying to create turnovers, trying to knock the ball loose. Especially with Millbrook going slow here, methodical, taking their time. Try to create a turnover to get the ball back to your offense.
Battle hands it to Fulmore again, up the middle, tried to bounce it outside and does, and gets some extra yardage. Pick up a 10, maybe 11 to the 32. Now they're going to say 10 to the 31. The ball spotted there. Nice work.
Big play here on 3rd and 3 for both teams. Can Millbrook pick this up, continue the drive, use the clock? For the Trojans, you've got to get off the field here. Load in the box.
Simple handoff on the play up the middle. Forward progress appeared to give him the first down, but that is going to move the chains. Air Experts, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, first down.
Looks like they snapped on first sound, just stayed low. Got enough.
Did they?
Questionable there. They gave him the first down, but
well, I realize
close.
But
we'll answer the question, did they?
I don't know. I think it's questionable. No doubt here. MacArthur, big hitter, down the sideline. MacArthur will take this one inside the 10, down to the 8.
Messiah MacArthur is the home run hitter, one of the leaders for the Wildcats. Another big play. Run straight up the middle, make one man miss, bounce off him, and then he's off. There's a stiff arm there at the college level. You put him at running back, put him at safety. He can play both. But he's an excellent athlete.
58 yards, the largest play from scrimmage for either side tonight. And it is a trip into the blue zone for Millbrook. For UNC, GoHeels.com. Fulmore driven back.
Garner's defense, imperative here. Turnover or force a field goal. Cannot give up a touchdown in this situation. You got to bow up, do whatever you can to get a stop.
Timeout taken on the field. Believe it was Millbrook. We will see, though. When we come back, we'll let you know. As the Wildcats trying to salt this road win away on the road at Trojan Stadium. Papa John's F&R Friday Night Rivals. It's presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Center. And we've got a Garner Trojan cramping. That was the cause for the timeout. Remember we had a game here a couple of years ago, and it seemed like every play a Garner player in that one was cramping.
But early on in the season, this humidity, and thank goodness it's not normal 100 degrees that we sometimes see. Before the game, I was telling everybody that how awesome is this weather. I'm usually sweating through my shirt pregame.
Not a lot of breeze, but it was really very nice. That's Covington hobbling off. They'll work the cramp out.
He's had a good game tonight.
Yeah, he has. Had to play on both sides of the ball. Power formation again. MacArthur trying to sniff the end zone. Down to the 2. And we've got another Trojan slow to get up. Eric Taylor credited with the tackle. MacArthur's still got the ball. That's Quillett now coming out. He'll be replaced by Ahmad Sow, who's a sophomore. At the 2, 3rd down. Fulmore got rattled, spun free. Fulmore, give him 6, touchdown. He clangs his way in for an Original Grills touchdown. And that'll be the first for Fulmore tonight, 2nd of the year. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
Well, excellent job by Devin Grant shooting through there with the initial hit. And Fulmore just spins, keeps a low center of gravity, and does enough to get in the end zone. And now 2-point conversion to make it 18-0.
So they went to the water bucket. Ball was snapped to Hayden Heath. Knuckled that one in, and it is caught for the score to the 3rd tight end on the roster, Khalil Palmer. So the junior with the reception. If it stands, that'll make it 18-0. Let's see here. It's an illegal formation going against Millbrook. I don't know if we can get a look at the formation before the ball was snapped or not, but it looked like it was a normal water bucket formation. We say normal, it's a little abnormal, the water bucket, but it didn't look like there was anything that was confusing, did it to you, Sonny?
No, they just set up and decided they had numbers over on the left side of the screen. So they went with it. It was really a 2-on-1 situation. Went with the ball over the top to Palmer.
I don't blame Coach Marshall here for wanting a little bit more of an explanation. Do you?
I mean, the discussion still going on.
I don't think there was anything wrong with what they did. I mean, yeah, you don't see it every day, but it didn't look like anybody moved prematurely. They motioned someone over. It looked like you would normally have in a 2-point opportunity.
Gonna go out and kick it here.
Well, you're still up 3 scores, but he was trying to set it where they would have to have scored 3 touchdowns to possibly tie you. And where a field goal wouldn't tie you potentially if they were to somehow get 2 scores in a field goal in this final 6:39. So Palmer on to kick with a little distance. No problem. $17-0. And we've got a lot of Garner Trojans now. That's McDowell down to be attended to.
McDowell in a lot of pain. Got an offer from Duke. The junior defensive back, 6'3", 175. Number 10. As he comes through, runs into his teammate, and there's the contact.
Yeah. It's too bad, isn't it?
He's a great player.
Well, we mentioned the schedule's a little earlier for Millbrook at Broughton than at Sanderson. They certainly hope to have McCullers back by then, their running back, who played at Sanderson, at Jordan, and then they'll open conference play on the 4th of October against Heritage. A bye week next week for the Trojans, and then they'll start conference play in the Greater Neuse, where they finished 3rd last season against their rivals from South Garner. And then they'll wrap up the month of September with a date at Clayton. Next week, our Papa John's FNR Friday Night Rivals presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. We've got Roseville at Gibbons.
Big game.
7 o'clock right here. Oh, it's huge.
Expect a great scene. Fun tailgate atmosphere over at Cardinal Gibbons, and be a rematch. Last year they played twice. In the regular season, Roseville won. The playoffs, Cardinal Gibbons got the win in that ball game to advance. So a lot on the line next week in an early season matchup between 2 of the top teams in the state.
Roseville took care of East Wake earlier tonight, 52-0. Lost to Grimsley last week by 15. They dispatched of Butler by scoring 64 in week 1. We're about to have a kickoff here. Our NC Safe kickoff. If you own a gun, lock it up. Together, let's keep North Carolina safe. Into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. All right, let's check out our Leaf Acura game summary. 278 yards of offense tonight and over 100 on the ground, 174 through the air. I think more impressively, they've limited the Garner rushing attack to 70 tonight as Millbrook.
And each team only 1 turnover, 6 penalties apiece. It's been a clean ball game. And the outside of this game, both these teams have high hopes for this season. And you can see by the way they're competing tonight, they're going to have playoff runs in them. And Millbrook, with the lead right now, their defense has been really tough. And they found a way to get their offense going into the halftime break, in the third quarter, stretching out this lead.
Gibbons is 1-0. Right now, they are leading Richmond over in West Raleigh 31-13. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and they had Mallard Creek last week. It got canceled with rain, so the weather affected many teams throughout the state.
Ormady faking the handoff. Now will throw, and it will be intercepted by Millbrook. Aiden Gore was out there. It's the second interception of the night. And this one going to the way of the nickel, Cairo Williams. Second pick of the game for Millbrook.
Williams just backpedaling, reading the eyes, and just makes sure he looks it all the way in for another turnover, the second of the night. For this defense, give the ball back to the offense. Did a nice job using clock on the last drive.
Something more impressive if you're Millbrook right now, and yes, we do have more than half the fourth quarter remaining, but you win without colors on the road, or that you right now are pitching a shutout here in the fourth.
I think you get him back, and that running game is going to get even stronger. But coming here on the road against a great Garner team that's 2-0 on the year, Lamar Marshall's got to be proud of how his team has fought throughout this ball game. Wants to see them finish it off. A lot of depth here on the offensive end. Starts with the quarterback position. Bryson Gray, Austin Battle have both had big nights.
That's Gray completing the pass to one of his tight ends. Actually, that was Leacock, the receiver, making the catch.
Brandon Leacock coming down with it. Tight coverage. Focuses all the way in. Good athleticism on the outside.
Air Experts Heating Cooling. First down. Air Experts Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Gray for the end zone, and it will be Leacock with the catch for the touchdown. The reception, and it's an Original Grills touchdown. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. And that will put the cherry on top of the Millbrook performance tonight.
Leacock on the outside, 6'2", finds his way behind the defense. Gray throws it over the top. The depth on the outside with this wide receiving core, so much speed from that wide receivers group.
No problem with the kick for Palmer. And it's 24-0. Got to go back to October 13th last year when Fuquay shut out Garner 13-0. This time they were shut out. So the penalty here will be assessed on the kickoff.
for Millbrook, we talked about both quarterbacks, Austin Battle, Bryson Gray. Both come in, and when their number's been called, they've had big throws. They've handled their composure, led the team in the huddle. They protected the ball, and I think Lamar Marshall has to be very pleased with the leadership shown by both quarterbacks.
Well, if Coach Marshall's team is able to hold Garner off the scoreboard, it'll be their first shutout in over 2 years. They last shut out an opponent when they won at Inlow in late August of 22. Madison Little on our sidelines tonight. Madison?
Yeah, you guys talked about these Millbrook quarterbacks, and Coach Marshall knew when replacing Mason Fortune, it wasn't going to be a one-man job. He said one guy can't replace what Mason did for this team, so he relies on both of these guys, but they're not focusing on any outside pressure or expectations that come with filling that position. He's really taking a student-teacher approach. He's focusing on teaching them in the process and expecting them to learn and soak that in. He says pressure is what you feel when you're not prepared, so these two doing all they can do to be ready for any challenge.
And Coach Marshall really spoke highly of their development and the talents they have and what they bring to the table. And Austin Battle, nephew of Christopher Davis, the head basketball coach at Millbrook, and his brother is over at the wide receiver position, Justin. So those two have a connection within the program. And Bryson Gray, a sophomore as well, so junior and sophomore, leading the quarterback room for the next couple of years.
Good return by Nesbitt. Haven't called his name out really a whole lot since the early part of the game, but he takes the NC safe kickoff a good way, and see if that might give Garner an opportunity to spark things offensively.
Nice run to the outside.
Wisely got out of bounds, too.
Yeah, stop the clock. You know, we talk here on the football field about these programs, two really good teams. Same thing, I mentioned the basketball court with Christopher Davis. Perennial powers on basketball as well. Christopher Davis, longtime Millbrook coach Kent Bloms, the head coach of Garner, has an excellent team returning this year, great year last year, and those two close friends as well. So these programs excel in all sports.
That's a hold. So it'll back Garner up. Trojans had some movement. Looks like that's going to be on Sizemore, the center. So that'll back him up 5 more. Tough night for Deron Donald. It's like one thing that win gave his team last year was a lot of belief. They were derailed, though, with some injuries. There's Ormandy zipping it incomplete. Still a lot of time left here, Jay, but if you're the Trojans, just nothing you've tried on offense has worked tonight. You do go into an open week. How do you reset things with conference play right around the corner in a very top-heavy conference?
So I think the biggest key is, number one, health. There's been a lot of injuries. A lot of guys go down tonight. You've got to heal up, get rested, and get refreshed. And then once you watch the film, address the areas of concern. And I think the number one key is you got to make sure you've got that run game going so it sets up the play action pass. So I think they're going to go back to really establishing the ground attack, getting that going during the bye week, and then that'll open up their passing game. But this Garner program will get back. Tough matchup tonight. It's been Millbrook's night. Coach Donald will have his guys ready as they move on through the season. Use this as a learning experience.
Bennett salvage on that last reception between two Millbrook defenders. 5 minutes to go. MacArthur will come off. They run Carson Adams out there, a sophomore, number 32. Normandy escapes. And it's going to be his second interception, the third thrown tonight. And it's a second interception for Cairo Williams. Off the shoulder pads of Gore. And a third turnover for the Trojans.
The secondary coming up with another big play. This group on the back end has been stellar. Being in the right place at the right time. This ball's in the air. While ricochets, there's Williams again coming through. The big pick. Millbrook's offense, all those young players continue to get better, have explosive plays. This defense has been so strong, limiting scoring opportunities for the Trojans.
It had been the Trojans that had 4 takeaways through the first 2 games, only 1 tonight. And then they have coughed it up 3 times to this Millbrook defense. So the Wildcats will try to salt away this final 4.5, the little 4-minute offense. Well, what do you think the road ahead for Millbrook? They've got to play all these games in a row now without any sort of open week at Broughton next week.
Well, I think for them, you know, everybody says, hey, you want a bye week during the middle of the week, middle of the year or later to get rest. That is true if you have injuries at that time, but sometimes, hey, you want to get on a roll, and you have it early, they can get on a roll here. They may not want to stop playing and have that bye, so I think they're going to have a huge year. And based off of the way they played tonight, the sky's the limit for the Wildcats.
They will travel to Rollsville on the 11th. I thought Austin battled tonight too, Sonny. Came in, started the game. A little bit of a slow start, came out for a couple of series, but then came back in and has played pretty well tonight. Actually back in after it was Gray that threw the touchdown on the last series.
I thought he's played so well tonight, running the ball, getting the ball on the outside to his playmakers.
Flag comes in as Evans gets it on the jet sweep.
Number 33.
Second and 14, and that was batted down. Caleb Hurdle, the senior end. This was the site of the lineman's dream a few years ago, too, if I'm not mistaken, right? A little scoop and score, and we almost had the other defensive lineman realize his dream there. Pick six opportunity for Hurdle.
The lineman's dream.
It is. It was a gritty, is a gritty 8-man football lineman, not a pretty boy receiver like yourself, I can tell you. Scoop and score I got in high school, I still brag about it to this day. It's Al Bundy-like.
How far did you go?
It's 33 yards.
Oh, that's great. That's good.
Yeah.
What'd you do once you scored?
I almost lost the ball. I celebrated a little too prematurely before I got to the end zone and almost dropped it, actually.
It's all right.
We were way up, though.
It was a blowout.
Oh, it's the only way I got any time, Sonny.
You're in the record book, baby.
I was. Go down in the annals of APA history. Oh, that went over the head. And it will be picked up and taken in for the touchdown. Picked up by Tyquan Richardson, the junior. And it will be a score for Original Grills. An Original Grills touchdown for Garner. Original Grills, elevate your grill game.
And Garner is going to feel good about their special team stepping up here. The ball high, not able to secure it, and then the hustle. Being down, these guys still playing hard. They're being physical to knock the ball loose, and then Richardson being on spot with the awareness to pick it up and take it in for the touchdown.
Palmer probably should have dived on that one, huh?
When you've got two guys running full speed at you.
Right.
I mean, that's a tough play just because you don't know if they're going to dive on the ball or try to push you out of the way. And the Trojans, just multiple guys swarming back there to make a play.
Ormandy out to lead them for a 2-point try here. Nice grab, but it is not going to be across the plane. Good hustle by Quillett, but it'll fail on the pass. So 2.5 remaining, 24-6. And I'm sure we'll see an offside here. Do you like the new NFL kickoff?
I'm not used to it. I think it's a little hard to understand right now. I like the old style better. Do you like it?
Well, one thing in the preseason, you're used to being able to get up and get a snack or a drink or something after the kick.
Yeah.
You really can't do that
now. We have to watch it.
Yeah, and I don't like that. I'd rather be able to go.
Now we've got to have everything ready.
Right, you got to have
before
snack tray
and
be
prepared.
Yeah, and I'm not here for that. So no, I don't from that standpoint.
Well, we'll have to go on punts or during timeouts.
Yeah, I guess you just got to wait till or maybe when they cut to Taylor Swift, that would be a good time to go. How about they finished last night?
It's wild, wasn't it?
It was. So here comes the onside kick. And the flag comes in. Game's gotten a little ragged too here in the second half with the flags. Back up 5, we'll do it again. Were you ever on the kick, on the hands team or on?
Oh yeah. Tell you the hands team, you've got to be ready.
Right.
Guys are running down trying to.
How about on the kickoff on an onside kick? Were you on
both
that?
of those.
Okay. Did you ever have a successful onside kick?
I had a successful receiving onside kick.
Oh, that one fumbled. Millbrook says they have it, but of course they would. And they did get it. Well, what makes that tough if you're one of those guys?
Because you're standing there about 10 yards away from
guys bearing
about 9 guys looking to drill you. And not only do you have to protect yourself, but you've got to secure the ball and be ready. He'd much rather be on the other side of it, trying to run down, secure the ball.
And even there, if you're a guy on that going for the ball, and unless you've got a direct path to it, you've almost got to give yourself up in a way to hit whoever, just so you can create an opportunity for your teammate, right?
It's just a lot of collisions.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to be ready for it.
Oh, speaking of a collision, Garner brought the ball in, and then he got absolutely rocked by So. Well, bootleg action here.
I think throughout this game, we've mentioned it numerous times, how physical each team is. Well coached.
So slid off there.
Yeah. Sprinting off the field. But these are two teams that are built on toughness, discipline. They're not scared to hit you.
It'll be a procedure penalty. False start. You know that Lamar Marshall wants to get out of here and not have these penalties pile up, but this does give him something to coach towards next week.
Especially early on in the season, it's just remarkable how much you learn from these early ball games, and the corrections are so important to reach your goals. And many times teams take the biggest step from game 1 to game 2, and with Millbrook having the bye week, the opportunity to correct some of those game 1 items, and now after this one, feel good the way they played and the result being up right now, but there will still be items during film study they'll go back and try to fix and address during this week's practice.
Trojans burn a timeout here. Garner takes the timeout. 2:04 remaining. And an 18-point lead for the Wildcats. Millbrook averaged 37 points a game last year. Last season, Sonny, with Mason Fortune at quarterback, they averaged 400 yards of offense. They allowed over 25 points per game a season ago, but you look at it on average, if this holds, they'll be allowing less than 10 a game. Now, the defense tonight didn't give up any points on special teams. That touchdown was. In their first game against Apex Friendship, 225 yards of total offense, 125 pass yards in that game, 100 rushing. So it's a very different way to go about things for Millbrook than they have when Mason Fortune was the quarterback.
Well, with this offense, I like how they involve everybody. In the running game, the pass game, using the depth, as well as the quarterback position. 2 quarterbacks that have played tonight with Gray and Battle have shown their talents. But this is a deep Millbrook offensive unit, as well as you talked about the depth up front, moving different linemen in and out of the ball game. A lot of these guys, young players that have multiple years in the program, and as Deron Donald brings his team over to the side, they'll address this game, the film study, and bounce back stronger going into next week.
Had a pick 6 in their game against Apex Friendship. They won by 4. Speaking of Millbrook here, and tonight 3 interceptions, 2 by Cairo Williams.
Secondary, big night, very encouraging. Using that bye week coming out and playing strong on the road in a tough atmosphere. At Garner tonight, this team, offense, defense, special teams, have performed very well. And this is going to be a big win for them. Non-conference schedule Apex Friendship, who's excellent last year, same with Garner, 2 playoff teams, to come away the first 3 weeks being 2-0.
A punt on 4th down. Scraping the heavens. It's going to be an 18-yard punt.
And we talked about the secondary for Lamar Marshall, the interceptions tonight. It also starts up front with a strong defensive line play, the pressure on the quarterback by the defensive ends, and then Hunter Jackson, Quentin Cypher at the linebacker spots, creating pressure, stopping the run from all 3 levels. An excellent effort tonight by the Wildcats.
Ormandy in, drops it off. Gore, the catch, chased down. MacArthur on the tackle. Nice game for Nasiah MacArthur on both sides of the ball tonight. Swung it over. And it's going to be a first down after the catch. Quillett moves the chains. It's a gain of 6, and that is a first down. Air Experts, heating, cooling, and plumbing. Schedule your tune-up today at airexperts.com. Unable to hold on, Selvage. 2nd and 10 from the 47. 57.6 to go again next week, 7 o'clock right here. My RDC. Our Papa John's Friday Night Rivals presented by Arthritis Knee Pain Centers. Game of the week in the state. Gibbons looks like they're going to be 2-0, taking on 2-1 Roseville.
And when you look at guys playing at the next level, we've mentioned numerous guys who have college offers and potential to play in college and even beyond. And same thing next week with the talent with Gibbons, Roseville.
Another flag.
You'd expect a lot of college coaches to be there next week with us for that one.
We anticipate a big audience as well. Unsportsmanlike on the defense. It's the second unsportsmanlike penalty of the game on Millbrook. I thought it was interesting this week in talking with and he really talked about not harping on what happened last year, blowing that lead and Garner defeating them at home. They went on to win 9 ball games, of course, but that's certainly something that could have weighed on you negatively coming into the week, or maybe fueled you to not come out and play your best game necessarily. Maybe try to do too much. And his team has done a really fine job tonight of seemingly putting that behind them. And defensively, they've not allowed any points in this game.
I think they use that as a learning opportunity. And a new year, new team, which can remember those lessons from last year's game.
Deep ball, and it's going to be another interception for the Millbrook defense, and it's going to be a third of the night for Cairo Williams. 3 of the 4 interceptions, and Williams, will he have a pick 6? It looks like he will. In for the touchdown. No flags. That's an original Grills touchdown for Cairo Williams. on his third interception tonight. Nope, there is a flag. That was going to be in excess of 95 yards. Now they're going to wave it off, so it will be a pick six. And that's the second one they've had this year, and they both have been for over 95 yards.
Williams, a star tonight. And the secondary coming up with another big play. Just reading the ball, going up, grabbing it out of the air. And he's not done. Weaving back and forth, wanting it all. Look at his teammates blocking out in front and doing everything they can to get Williams into the end zone. It's that extra effort. 17 finishes it off.
3 picks for Cairo Williams, 93 yards on the return. Original Grills, elevate your grill game. Cairo Williams elevated his game defensively tonight. Millbrook's going to take a timeout to get everybody in position. But how about Cairo Williams tonight?
Just standing up in the secondary, needing big plays, he's come through. And that just capitalizes his night.
6'2", 180, and just a sophomore.
Talk about potential through the years, but he's doing it right now. Somebody Coach Marshall's very high on. This is really a breakout game for him.
Hayden Heath to hold for Palmer. Good night for him coming in. .3 to go. Millbrook has put 31 on the board here on the road.
I'm impressed by the way both coaches early on this season scheduled challenging game non-conference. Millbrook, Apex Friendship. Garner here tonight. Over on the other side with the Trojans, they played Holly Springs as well as Middle Creek. Really good test, and both teams, this one will go Millbrook's way, but they're going to learn a lot on each side. The Wildcats through the win, and the Trojans learning how to bounce back from this ball game and correcting their mistakes.
So the Trojans will have to regroup here. And for Millbrook, they'll try to keep it rolling at Broughton next week. Their road games in the Northern Athletic are at Roseville and at Wake Forest, though. Those will be 2 tough opportunities on the road against 2 of the premier teams in the conference. Roseville may be the best team in the state. We'll open up things against Heritage, as that'll be a touchback. They'll get Wakefield and Knightdale at home. So you probably see Roseville, Wake Forest, and then Millbrook somewhere in that mix of the upper part of the league.
Yeah, those 3 teams, I would guess, probably have the inside shot.
Then you have Heritage.
Finish, yeah, and Heritage strong as well. But that league,
I mean, not an easy night.
A lot of tough tests. But Millbrook show tonight, they're going to have a great opportunity, especially with these young players they have. I mean, a lot of these guys' first couple varsity games here. Well, they've got a chance.
Well, for the Trojans, you wrap this up, bad taste in your mouth, off week, and then you start conference play, but it's against a crosstown rival.
A game they're going to look forward to get back out there and go against your rival. They'll have an opportunity to get refreshed, get healed up, learn from this, get back to work, and have an eye on that rivalry game.
We'll hear from the winning coach tonight, Lamar Marshall, as the Wildcats win at Garner 31-6. So stay with us. Final word in the presentation of our Friday Night Rivals trophy when we come back to Garner. Millbrook avenges last year's loss where they had Garner rally to defeat them. Madison Little is with the victorious head coach.
What a win for the Millbrook Wildcats. It's time for my favorite part of the game. Let's give out some awards. First up, we have the U.S. Army Be All You Can Be Player of the Game, presented by Staff Sergeant Joseph Raskowski. Our player of the game is Cairo Williams. And now, Coach, what a win for this team. You guys came into this game with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. What does this win say about your team?
We're a tough team. You know, we've been in 2 dog fights. We've been working hard all year long, and just proud of our effort and the way that we've come together and overcome adversity in both of the first 2 games, but in particular tonight, we showed a lot of growth from game 1 to game 2. So we're just happy to be 2-0.
And you guys held the Trojans to only 6 points. What does that say about this team's defense?
Great job on defense. You know, we knew we would have to lean on our defense early in the year. And it was really a shutout for the defense. You know, they had a special team score there late in the game. We still got some things to clean up. An outstanding job by our guys in all 3 phases of the game. I'm just extremely proud to be their head coach.
And once again, congratulations to the Millbrook Wildcats. Coach, go celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
All right, nice job there tonight, Madison, as Millbrook gets the 31-6 win over Garner tonight to move to 2-0.
Well, the big win against a really good Garner team, and these young players stood out, and total team effort, offense, defense, special teams. Cairo Williams, with all those interceptions, the young sophomore had a night.
All of us would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at Papa John's Arthritis Knee Pain Centers in Tatum and Atkinson, who make these games possible for viewers at home. We'd also like to thank our other great supporters for their contributions to our Friday Night Rivals telecast. United States Army, Original Grills, United States Marine Corps, Air Experts, Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Leaf Acura, NC Safe, UNC, Publix, and NC DHHS. And we'd especially like to thank tonight's participating high schools and their administrators for their support, Millbrook and our host, Garner. Tune in next Friday when the Roseville Rams take on the Cardinal Gibbons Crusaders. Looking forward to that one on Friday the 13th. Millbrook 2-0 with the victory over the Trojans tonight, 31-6. For Jay Sunhalter and Madison Little, I'm Patrick Johnson. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. So long from Garner.